Hi GameSpot readers and viewers, this is Senior Editor Kevin Van Ord, and I'm actually Skyping in with Mike ZADOROJNY and Matt WUERFFEL at ArenaNet, and we're going to take a look at some of the upcoming Guild Wars 2 content called Lost Shores. Guys, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having and playing with us today.
No, that's awesome, and the first thing we're actually looking at is the new dungeon that you're adding. Tell us what's going on with this dungeon and what we can expect to see.
All right, so we gathered our party and we met inside Lion's Arch, and there's a new portal that'll take us to the Fractals of the Mist, and this is our hub. This is a place where everyone can repair, vendor, get any kind of gear in between, because once you kind of go into the Fractals, you won't be able to get access to any of that kind of stuff until you come back here.
Right.
So this is your one chance to kind of regroup between. So the idea here is we wanted to create something that was scaled, but at the same time also create a challenge and help to mirror some of the artistic vision along with some of the design concepts that we wanted to do for dungeons that we're now kind of taking to the next level. So the things that you're going to see in these are going to be kind of the evolution, like the kind of Dungeons 2.0 for us. And that's really that's kind of where we started with this. So from the hub there are 8 different islands that players will go and visit, and there'll be interesting mechanics on top of them. And then there's a special 9th one that will show up as a boss fight every second set of fractals that we run into. So the general flow is you come to this hub, you regroup, you get all the materials you need. You'll go and you'll do 3 random of these little mini dungeons, and then you'll come back to the hub. So right now in the top right corner you'll notice it says that the fractal difficulty scale is 1. Every time we come back here, that scale is going to increase. Each increase in scale is going to make it so all the creatures in the dungeon have more health, do more damage, sometimes to the point where sometimes they'll get additional levels, and it just creates this thing of this challenge of how far into this can you really go. And in some of our initial playtests, we've been getting into the high 20s. But the nice thing about this is every time you come back and every time that difficulty scale goes up, your progress has been saved. So if you have to take a break, if you need to go do something else, you can do that and come back with your party. And if you form a new group, you can start at the furthest that the number that someone has gone in. So if we all go as a group up to 5, and Matthew has to leave, and we come in and grab another player who's only gotten to level 4, then we'll start at 4, and then we can continue progressing from there.
Great.
So that's the high level. So from here, we'll actually just start.
Great.
So each one of these little mini dungeons has its own theme, unique mechanics, unique characters, and things like that. This one is we're inside a volcano, and there's some Grawl here.
Now, my creature.
Okay, reading a number of... Let me... those humans into the volcano. Get them!
Arise,
And obviously, the Brawler, if there's a volcano, there needs to be some people being sacrificed to it. So... And so you'll see that a bunch of these are using similar mechanics that from the original dungeons that we launched with, but we're starting to layer things on top of it. So some of this is the base event design of just here we're going to hold out for a little bit and kill some of the Grawl before advancing on. Some of the Grawl are also dropping these earth totems that are going to affect us negatively, so we want to take those out as soon as we see them.
Yeah, one of the neat things that we were able to do in this update is that we're working these new team structures where you've got designers and you've got QA and you've got environment artists and programmers all in little sub-teams, and that means that they can focus together on building content that really is cohesive and works well together. And so in all of these fractals, you'll see that there's a lot more play back and forth in terms of how the environment fits in with the boss fights and how the content is designed to really mesh well with the environment in ways that we didn't do the first time that we went through dungeons, but we're able to do here because of the new team structure.
Yep. So here, obviously, we're running away from traps and trying to get hit by the giant boulders.
Whoa! Man! That's what I get. I get rolled over by a giant boulder is what I get.
Uh-oh.
No!
Alright, I'm gonna get us past this real quick.
Hooray! That's kind of funny. Oh.
Alright, here we go. So one of the other nice things we did with the fractals is that like if the entire party wipes, there's a checkpoint-based system that automatically moves up with it, so it's not like you need to go, find the nearest waypoint. We'll just automatically, since these are fairly linear, we'll get you to the nearest stopgap point.
Right.
The other thing you would have noticed is that when you were in your defeated state, there was no way for you to res at a shrine, so there's no res rushing in these encounters. It's
Excellent.
You have to wait till your entire party's down, or Alright, so here's the shaman that ran away from us earlier. And so this one, he's got now 4 sacrifices that he's going to try and have his minions kill. So he himself has a particular bubble around him which has 8 charges on it. And we need to take these infused stones that he's throwing at us and throw them back at him. The other thing is that he's summoning additional Grawl Shaman that are trying to move up and get to the captives, and if they make it up there, then they'll actually kick the captives off the edge and kill them. So the nice thing about the scaling factor in the fractals is that, like, right now this is fairly easy. We're coming in here, fairly geared out, and we're making short work of this. But as we get deeper into them, as the scale starts going higher and higher, like, this gets to be seriously challenging. Just being able to kill all these guys and handle the damage that these guys put out gets fairly devious. All right, so now that we've taken down his shield, he's going to come down and actually face us. And again, he's dropping Grawl totems that we need to take down.
So fragile. Close to time.
So especially with the removal of res rushing, it's going to be super important that if you see one of your party members go down, that you get them back up as fast as possible. Because if they get to the defeated state, then it is an absolute pain to try and get them back into the fight. Oh, so you saw he actually put his shield back up, so we need to find another one of these infused stones and chuck it back at him to get it down. And for the interest in time, I'm gonna help this along a little bit.
Sure. He seems none too pleased.
Nope.
There, that shaman's in the soup now. That should... Wait, reading a new fractal disturbance.
Alright, so now we need to go deeper in and chase him after, because now he's been imbued and has become even more powerful than we possibly could have imagined. Be careful here, there's a little bit of a jumping puzzle.
Huh.
And then here's another one, so... I mean, they're not super difficult. If the general philosophy for us is if we're going to make players kind of jump through some of these hoops, we want them to be fairly easy and manageable. The ones that are super challenging are usually the ones that we definitely want to make optional and not force the players to go through.
Right.
And then watch out here because there's actually a break in the tracks. Alright, so now we've gotten to the bottom, and now the shaman has become some sort of lava beast. And just as before, there's now villagers that are here that are captured on the sides. And at certain points in time, he's going to actually chase after them, and if he gets to one of them, then he'll actually heal quite a bit. So the other interesting mechanic that you may be seeing right now is that we have this debuff on us called Hotfoot, which means that if you're not standing stationary, or if you're not moving, then you're going to get burning applied to you. So this fight, you really want to keep moving. In addition, you see the little lava pools that are coming and going, so change kind of the landscape of where you can stand where it's safe. Alright, so here he's got a shield that we just need to hit a lot. And we broke it really easy right now. But basically, it's number of hits that's going to take down his shield and prevents him from going after one of the villagers. The other side is during this, he's actually going to summon all these lava elementals to kind of have us deal with them as well. And I'm down. And back. Alright, so he's about to go into a shield again. The other debuff that he likes to put on people is there's one that will cause fire novas to come out from an individual target. So you want to keep the party spread out a little bit. Like right now I have this debuff on me that makes anybody who's standing near me is going to take damage. Now, so right now it takes about 30 hits to get his shield down. Alright, so again, I'm going to help us around a little bit.
Oh, I went down. Thank you, good sir.
No problem.
Alright. And so that's just one of the fractals. I mean, the idea is that we want these to be fairly
Let me know when you're ready to depart.
bite-sized chunks. I mean, that was about 10, 15 minutes, and for us it was kind of helping us a little bit.
Sure.
Right. Don't forget to get your big chest loot. One of the things that comes out of each of these chests are fractal relics, and these are a dungeon token specific for this one that you can trade in for some pretty good loot.
Ooh, the swamp.
Swamp. Knew I should have sprayed you all with mosquito repellent before you left. Those biting things just waiting to... Oh.
Myron says, "Oh dear God."
So this is another, obviously it's a new environment, but we also wanted to have different mechanics in this one as well from the last one. So as we explore, we're going to find these three wisp clefts that are up here that are basically blocking our path from being able to advance. And so if you look at your mini-map, there are 3 gear icons, and at those 3 locations are 3 wisp orbs that we need to basically carry within a certain amount of time back to these locations. And if you don't get it back in that time span, then basically the event resets, and it's possible that the 3 gear icons will actually move to different locations. So the things that's going to impact this is obviously like there's creatures that we're going to be fighting in here. There's also a lot of traps on the ground, and if you just notice that, like part of the terrain just moved in front of us as well. So when we first walked in here, this path over here where I'm jumping was actually closed off, but now because the terrain moved, it's now open and a viable path.
Right.
The traps can be pretty hard to see. Like there are actually 3 traps right here that immobilize, and there's tripwires on the ground that are kind of hidden in the bushes. So
this one it definitely is a teamwork-based mechanic here, where you're going to have one person who's carrying an orb, maybe one person who's blazing a trail for them and like hitting a bunch of the traps in front of them to give them the time that necessary for them to make it. And there's a couple other things, like each of the areas feels a little bit has a bunch of like different mobs. So like the Skelk invade have one corner of this, spiders have another. There's a champion Drake that's guarding one of the locations, so that one is pretty much going to be a run through and grab it on the run. So this definitely is going to require some communication and people letting them know like when they're ready.
Great.
also there is the Moss Man who's over here, and he pops in and out and chases you down and tries to kill you the whole time, and then disappears into the shadows.
Alright, if Byron's ready, then we can do this. Alright, I'll keep this guy busy. Like, our intention is not to kill the champion Drake, it's really just kind of keep him out of the way.
Right.
We're dealing with a swarm of spiders over here, so...
There's the Moss Man.
I'll keep them busy. Alright, Kevin, go grab one of the orbs. Go grab that orb. So run, follow me. Let's get the thing back.
We're gonna be close.
So put it in one of these clefts. I need to light up.
And if only I had managed to grab the orb instead of looting a nearby spider, we would have made it in time.
So now they're actually one, like the spider one on the right is still there, but the other two moved locations. And okay, we'll get through this real quick.
Sure. Oh, there's the trap.
Matt, you ready?
I am ready.
They die like flies.
Alright, waiting for Byron. Alright, here we go.
No, closed on us.
Nope. Alright.
Dead again, dead again.
Alright, okay. I've got teleport coordinates. I'll take far ones now. Ready, Matt?
Alright, you guys got the Drake ready? I'm good.
Okay, go.
You don't even need to use the teleport. But I will anyways.
I'm the master of fire. They die like flies. Live now. So fragile.
So with good coordination, you can actually get through this. Us with our poor coordination, not so much.
Refreshing. Arise, minions. I am death.
Alright, so now the path before us is opened up. And we can continue.
Again. Kill my servant. Kill.
And so, if you notice, when we were in the water, there's the path actually branched, and if you look on the minimap, you can see it forks a little bit too. One of the big things that we want to make sure with each of these dungeons that as you're playing through them, that there's a little bit of randomness that changes what you're going to happen. There's actually two different bosses for this event, for this fractal. The Moss Van here, but there's actually an entirely different one. So that if we get back here and as we get a little bit deeper, sometimes we'll get the other one. It just keeps things a little more interesting that we're not seeing the same thing over and over again. So the Moss Man likes to stealth himself and move around and really kind of hammer people when he comes out of his cloak. So whenever you see him disappear, it's a good time to keep moving and get out of the way. Help this along a little bit. As he gets lower life, he starts doing more dangerous attacks.
Turn the favor.
There, fractal stable.
Now.
Creepy. Slots. Squirming. Hungry. Crawling. Let me know when you want to move on.
So once again, we give players time to collect their loot, grab another big chest.
And into the next one.
Yeah. So this is our third fractal that we've done, and so once we complete this one, then it'll take us back to the hub. I mean, we haven't had too much of a challenge here right now, but like if we were dying and we got to the point where like our gear started breaking, if you notice just above the mini, there's a blue little door icon, and by clicking that, it basically pops up another option, ready check kind of thing for your party. And if everyone agrees, then it'll actually take you back to the hub, and so you can actually regroup at that point. This would be a bad point for us to do this, mind you, because we've just completed 2, and this is just the third one that we need to complete before it saves progress.
Sure.
Uh-oh, I've been pointed out. Alright, so this first little encounter is fairly straightforward. It goes along through this. And so, because this now begins the more interesting mechanic of what's going on with this event. So you just picked up the hammer, which you now have hammer corruption, a debuff that is stacking up on you. When it stacks hit 30, it's going to stun you, and when the stacks hit 40, it's actually going to down you. So this is a very group-based mechanic where you're going to move along with the hammer, taking you along as we traverse up this, and realizing that you can't do it by yourself, so you're probably going to want to drop the hammer at some point here shortly.
Sure.
So there you're stunned. There we go. And then now somebody else can pick it up and we'll continue on. The reason why you need the hammer is you'll notice in the event that is going to be, well, that was up in the UI that'll come up as we get a little bit higher up on this. Or I will just walk off the edge because I'm terrible.
Almost there.
One second, since I fell down, I need to get back up.
Do you have the hammer with you?
Alright, so there are these two giant seals now. These ones are on the shins of the giant, and we need to actually take them down. So the way that we do that is we actually have to use the hammer that we brought up here. So the hammer has 3 skills that are on it. Kev, you want to go ahead and pick it up? And there's a 4th skill that unlock if you kill one of these novices while using the hammer.
Yep.
So as soon as you've got the 4th skill, walk up to one of the seals and use it.
Those zealots are trying to kill you. Perhaps this behemoth can't be all that.
Once we break all these seals as we
Don't hit a
advance.
method to live on.
Drop it. Alright, I got it.
Those zealots are trying to kill you. Perhaps this behemoth can't be all that. Don't hit a method to live on.
Shake up great justice.
And obviously the higher we go, the more dangerous it's going to be. So now watch the wind, because it's going to blow you off.
Whoa! There I went.
Matt, you probably want to grab the hammer.
Thanks to Byron for getting me up. Oh! I just did something dumb. Sorry. I dodged when all I meant to do was move.
Yeah, every time that I go into a jumping puzzle, I have to turn off double tap to evade. And, Kevin, if you want to take the hammer,
Sure.
I'm all full of stacks.
For great justice.
One of the nice things about this, if you get knocked off, there's that kill plane way down there, will actually teleport you to the base of the jumping puzzle that you're on, and put you into a down state so you can actually get yourself back up, so you don't have to, like, you know, force someone to come all the way back down there to res you.
Creature.
My mark.
Creature.
I'm dropping the... Oop. I'm gonna drop the hammer for someone else.
Obviously, because we're so masterful at evading traps, this is a lot easier. traps, the bane of my existence. Alright, so, because we want to keep things interesting, having each level being slightly different than the last, this one has, you'll see there's 3 locations where these giant fire AoEs that can spawn, and only 2 of them can be active at the same time. So where Matt's standing right now was a safe spot, and so now we'll come over to this right side. Now, back to the middle. And so he's actually various locations and making it so one of these spots is safe for us to kind of group up, do damage, and also be able to hit the seal. Get to the left, get to the left. Middle. Left. The one mechanics that we're not seeing because we're killing these novices so fast is that to the seal and they'll heal it, so any of the damage you've done with the hammer will be negated. Alright, my stacks are too high. I need someone else to pick up the hammer.
There it is. I didn't even see it there.
Shake it off.
Alright, did it. So now we're moving up to the arms.
Keep going. I'm stabilizing. There's a master control at the
Yeah,
top.
hammer here
That
shortly.
freak has captured Colossus.
Alright. Careful so you don't fall off.
Oh dear.
Did you fall?
No, 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 no.
Alright, so 1 second while we find the hammer.
Shake it off.
Alright, so one of the mechanics on this one is that, definitely get us through here real quick so we can see the end and move on. Is that after we hit one of these seals, like if we hit this left seal with the hammer, it will actually have a shield that goes around it and forces us to go to the right one. So basically you'll have to take the hammer from both sides and bounce back and forth between the two of the seals. This one you'll actually have to split your party because you know, like I was mentioning earlier, the chanters will actually walk up and start healing the seals.
Right.
So the final scaffolding puzzle has these explosions on it that will knock you down, so just want to make sure you're not on them when they're exploding.
Whoa, and I missed that one just a bit.
Apparently so did a lot of us. The thing is, if you have someone who's got the hammer and they get knocked off, it will reappear down below for players to go back and get, so it's not like you'll be permanently stuck.
Right. Oh, I went the wrong way. Because I'm dumb. I see you, thank you.
So the Archdiviner that we fought at the very beginning has been resurrected by the Chanters here. And he has stolen back his hammer, and he is the final boss for this last bit. So just like before, we're trying to break the seal, and so there's one final seal that's here, pulling the chain to the statue's neck. And basically to get the hammer back from the Archdiviner. And we basically do that by beating him up.
Classic hammer recovery move.
Now we've stunned him, and then he dropped the hammer, so something run. Okay. And same thing, mechanic, just the chanter. When you get the fourth skill, go ahead and use it. He'll take the hammer back, and we'll repeat. Although each time we do this, he's going to get some additional moves, use additional things. Like now he has this massive AoE that he likes to do, because he's a jerk. The other thing is, on some of the later difficulties, or later parts of this fight, he'll actually teleport somebody randomly to one of these cages that's against the wall. And to break them out. And again, I'm helping us out, making it a little easier.
Arise, minion. Arise, minion.
One of the cages. So one of the big things with the Fractals dungeon that we want to do is we want to make it so the first time through here, I mean, it's been fairly easy. We've made some silly mistakes, but we've been able to kind of make our way through this. We want to make this fairly accessible. We want everyone to kind of get a chance to kind of explore each of the islands and have a cool time with it. But we wanted also to kind of add something for the players who were looking for that big challenge. And so by adding in the scaling factor, it's a little bit different than the scaling factor that we have out in the persistent world, because as you get further in, like we'll actually start changing out. So some of the creatures will be swapped from their normal versions to like their veteran versions, so they actually are, you know, becoming significantly more powerful.
Great justice!
So now he's also summoning Bone Fiends. There we go.
Cool.
So now that we've broken the giant free, we can escape this prison.
I'm the master of life.
And there's a secret achievement for all your GameSpot viewers.
I wonder where
Bowing back to the giant gives you an achievement.
Hooray.
As for you, tell me when you're ready to exit.
So there we have beaten 3 of the Fractals. Our difficulty is now scaled up. Our progress has been saved, and we're back at the hub in case we want to sell things or repair or, you know, get stoked for the next big thing.
Sure.
So
And when can people expect this to go live for everybody to be playing?
this will be live this weekend. So sometime Friday or Saturday. I'm sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head. This will be opened up, and it'll be permanently opened up from this point on. This is obviously one of the big features that we want to add to the game to kind of, again, give that scalability, give that replayability for, and also add some interesting challenges the deeper they go in. So there's some rewards so off this vendor here on the far side, there's the rewards for the fractal relics that we've been obtaining. And yeah, those people who are working on like their legendary weapons, you'll notice that obsidian shards can now be purchased for the fractal tokens. Another way, as opposed to just forcing people to farm through karma. One of the big things about this is there's been some talk about the agony and the infusions and resistances and stuff that up on the boards and on the web. And so one of the things is, like, you'll notice that we went through the first 3 islands and we didn't run into any of those mechanics. A lot of that stuff plays into the much deeper levels, where the bosses will start putting agony on players, and it forces them to like a good group is going to be able to get through the first 5 to 10 levels with agony with no problem. They're going to be able to dodge the incoming attacks. It's really once you get much further into the dungeon that starts becoming a gating mechanic, and we just wanted to use it to kind of give a little bit of player progression, but at the same time it's about just layering something in on top of, like, we wanted to make it the first levels easy and accessible, but then start making the bottom floors much more challenging to the challenge for the hardcore players.
Great. Well, Mike and Matt, thank you so much for showing us through these fractals here. And I am sure you'll be along to show us some other great stuff very soon for Guild Wars 2.
Oh yes, definitely. So we did want to show you one last little bit.
Oh, wonderful. Let's take a look. Off we go.
Boss time!
So this is a special boss map that we're into. If that was our second run through, so on skill difficulty 2, at the very end before coming back to the hub, we would have come here. And this is an entire set of islands that are made out of segments of the Jade Sea. People may remember this from Factions. It does have a little bit of jumping in the beginning, but it's just another one of these kind of, we wanted each of the islands to feel very distinctive, very different. The little jade shards, the small guys in the ground, will reflect projectiles, so you'll definitely want your melee to get into there. And then these, the veteran floaters are definitely someone that your range will want to get in. And so right here you can see some of the kind of the cool artwork stuff that the prop artists and environment artists have been doing. Like, here's one of those giant worms that's actually frozen inside jade. So leave it that as a little teaser.
Oh, great.
But yeah, this is definitely something we're super excited about. As a player, I'm super excited to actually get here on live and get in here with my friends and keep trying to see how far we can actually go and where we stack up against the rest of the world. So hopefully we'll see all of you in game as well.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to getting back in as soon as I can. Hopefully this weekend for a little bit of this content myself. So thank you so much, and to all the Guild Wars 2 players out there, thanks for joining in and seeing what the game has in store for you very, very soon.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Also, I mean, this is just one feature that's going into that build. The entire epic storyline of the Lost Shores is going to be in there as well, and it's definitely an island you want to check out. There's it's a whole new map, new jumping puzzles, new places to explore, and don't forget to hang out for the finale on Sunday, because it's going to be an epic fight with some amazing rewards for the players to stick around. So thanks again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in game.
Oh, fantastic.